Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Lance Tomashiro, and I am super excited that you made it here tonight because this is going to be one of the best training sessions that you have ever attended in your entire online career, and the house is absolutely packed. What we're going to do tonight is Robert's going to show you exactly how you can set up your entire fully automated, sorry about that, oh I can't even talk already, income system. And the neat thing is that so many people get online, Robert and I see them all of the time, and they spend weeks or months, sometimes even years, just trying to get their delivery system online, just trying to get their payment button online, just trying to get all of the moving parts that you actually need in order to make a sale, and it takes them all this time. And what we're going to do is tonight, Robert's going to show you exactly how to do that. And when I say exactly, I mean nothing left out. He's going to show you something from scratch to totally end so that you can start focusing on the things that you're good at. I mean, when you're a marketer, when you've got your passion, when you know what your product is, it's not about like how you put up a web page. It's about creating that product. It's about getting your message out there. And that's what we're going to see tonight. So I want to make sure that you all know where the question box is. If you have any at any time during this entire training, let us know. And just so we know that you know where the question box is, that we can hear you before I bring Robert out here, I want you to type into that question box, "Oh yeah." Oh yeah, we want to hear oh yeah so that we know that you are ready to learn how to get this all set up once and for all, so that you know that you're ready to make your first sale starting today, and that you're all excited. So it looks like, wow, we got all kinds of people here. We've got like Wall, Ray, Carol, Judy, Brian, Chuck, Kenneth, Diane, so many. So there's a ton of people here. So without any more delay, Mr. Robert Plain.
Oh, thanks so much, Lance. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here. This is going to be like unlike any other webinar you've ever seen. I probably shouldn't be showing you this number, but we are expecting 653 people on the webinar, so make sure you stay on. Make sure you pay attention. If you got to close whatever you got to close down, take some notes. We're going to be talking to you right now today about how to set up a fully automated passive income system and make your first sale starting today. And one thing that Lance and I, it's always funny, Lance, because we always kind of have our little discussion, our little gossip session a couple of minutes before the webinar starts. Lance he told me, well, my mantra, my philosophy all year this year is going to be keep it really, really simple. And that's what we're going to try to do today, because so many people, they think they've got the coolest, the most kick-ass, the biggest, the most different idea in the world, and that's great. But it doesn't mean a thing unless you got something set up and online, and we're going to be talking about today. And not only that, but I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do it so you can follow along today as well. So have you ever been to a training before where they didn't really have anything to say? Maybe they said, well, here is how, Yahoo does business. Here is how Google and Facebook do business, and they spend the whole freaking webinar talking about, how Google or how Microsoft or how Apple does things. And then at the end, you're like, well, what did you really tell me? You told me how, Facebook is bigger than any other country and stuff like that, but how did that really help me? Maybe we went on a call where no one had any real proof. They just kind of talked about, well, you got to have, this sales funnel, or they talked about, well, you got to have your book on Kindle, or some kind of idea, but there wasn't really any proof, nothing solid, nothing you can use right away. And maybe something where it was full of bullet points, just like we're looking at right now. And yeah, we're going to have bullet points, but we're also going to switch off of here and show some really cool stuff. So we're going to set up a site live on this call, so make sure you watch it the whole way through. If you skip off for a second, if you close in the window or you step out of your computer, then you might actually miss it. So it's important to just watch now and maybe get the big picture. It can't hurt to see me set up a membership site, just to watch where I click, where I go, just so that when it comes time for you to do it, it's very quick, it's very simple for you to set up just a simple membership site like we're doing today. Maybe to set up your very first membership site, maybe to set up your next one, and maybe this time you'll do it right. Maybe it's to set up a membership site for someone else and get paid, but we're going to be setting up a membership site. And one thing I just want to get out of the way before we get to that is that everyone kind of confuses a membership site with monthly income. And I mean, nothing wrong with that. We want to have some kind of passive income. And how are you going to get it? Well, you're going to get it by starting small and then building it up. And believe it or not, passive income you don't have to have a monthly membership site. I hear this all the time. Someone says, well, I'm going to have a membership site where I charge $500 a month, and I'm not really sure what's going to be in it. I just know that's what I'm going to charge. And I'm thinking, well, that doesn't really make sense. It's not a very good idea. Why don't you just start with something that you can sell for $10, $50, $100, and then build from there. Now, you can have a membership site, but I'm definitely going to tell you to start off, don't start with a monthly membership site. Start with a membership site. What's a membership site? Well, it means that you have something that someone can become a member of. Someone can log in and download even just one thing, and it's a private little area, and you can have cool things. You can have multiple levels. You can have a community. You can have extra videos, extra updates, but it doesn't mean that you have to charge $500 a month for something. Passive income can just mean that you have a system in place where you have leads coming in every single day, people joining your email list like Lance and I do, and then that sends them to what's called a sales letter, a web page where someone can click a button and buy from you. And after they buy, well, what happens? Well, what we used to do is have where someone clicks a button, they see a long web page and we explain what's for sale, they click a button and they end up on another long web page where it says, right click this link to download your video. Right click this to save your software. You've seen stuff like this, right? Well, that's good. That's a good place to start, but that's the old way. And the only problem with this is that, well, once you sell a lot, then your time gets taken up a lot. And I think the number one email that I used to get from people were people who said, well, I bought 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, I need to get my old link again. Or if I release version 2.0 and I want to give the previous buyers a copy, then I have to send them all the link and have to make sure no one unsubscribed. It's a real pain in the butt. Well, the new way is they buy and now they get into a membership site, and it really allows you to charge more. It allows you to put in more into your membership site without doing a lot of work, and it's not that tough to do. So that's the thing, is that you got to set something up and then you got to put some content in there. And everyone is just so obsessed with having a year's worth of content before they put something out of the gate. And I think a lot of that's because most of you want to have some kind of a membership site where you charge monthly. But if you just think a little smaller just for now, that you only charge one time. Maybe you have a site where you only charge, let's say, $10 a month, or I'm sorry, $10 one time, and you just have maybe a video in there. And then maybe add a couple other videos, maybe like a worksheet or maybe a bonus audio, whatever your buyers want that you can course correct over time. Maybe end up then with a $100 a month site. And then you can say, well, now it's a 3-pay where you pay $33, $33, $33, and now you can have some kind of consistent income coming in all the time. You don't have to keep maintaining, you don't have to keep adding it every month. It's not a chore. It's a site where you started off with a low price point, grew it up to a big price point, and then split up the payments, and I've done that all the time. So there are so many courses that just get hung up on different ways to write a report, different ways to record a video, different ways to save it as an iPhone version, save it as the audio version, and that's great, but I mean, click the freaking button, record it, say what you got to say, show what you got to show, and then put it online and then spend the rest of your time marketing it, getting more people to see it. And so what kind of pisses me off, I mean, not pisses me off, but I mean, just kind of gets me going, is that these people who teach product creation, I look around and they only have one product for sale. They spent all their waking hours just focusing on, how do I record this just right? How do I record this 10 times, 20 times to make it quote unquote perfect? And then how do I save it over to my audio, save it to my iPhone? And I'm just saying that life is not that way. I mean, you've got to get your product, got to get your idea out there as fast as possible, because these people who spend their whole life, who spend a year making just one product, well, then at the end of that, they're tired and no thought goes into, how do I make the sales letter, the copy, exciting? How do I get people to come see it? Where's my traffic going to come from? Am I going to put out articles, and am I going to buy blog ads, make a Facebook fan page, do some forum marketing? Where is the marketing coming from? And then they just get so geeked out on this whole system that they do things like, well, I've got to have an ebook, and then maybe I'll upsell them to my audio version and upsell them to the video, and then it never works because they should have just sold someone a course. Sell them one course, have a big bundle. I mean, if you've got a video and then you saved it as an audio, and then you get it transcribed into ebook, well then great. That is your all-in-one package for example, how to run a marathon, how to fight in mixed martial arts, how to flip a house. That is your package, and now put it in a membership site. Someone pays one price, and then they get all this stuff at once. I mean, who is going to buy an ebook and say, well, you know what I'd like is an audio of what I just bought? That makes no sense. That you're going to want the audio or the ebook or the video. Just give them all of the above. So it's just fine to put out a product. For most of you, it's just fine to put out a product and make $500, make $1,000, especially if you can just hit the record button and talk for half an hour, for an hour, and then even make just a couple of sales, a handful of sales. Even if $500 over a month, over 2 months, sure, that's a small start, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with making $1,000 from just one product. You don't have to spend your whole life on it. And the way I've been thinking about it, and I hope this doesn't discourage you, but the way I really think about this is I put out a product, make some money, put out a product, make some money, and what happened with me is that I ended up putting out 20 small products. When I say small, I mean each of these took me a few days to make, took me at the most a week to make, and so every week I'd be making $1,000, $2,000 every single week. So if you guys think that $2,000 a week is a good thing to be making, then go in the question marks and type in yes. So there's nothing wrong with making a product, making some money, making a product, making some money, but what's going to happen is that you're going to realize that for those products that you kind of put out there, and when I mean product, it could just be an audio. You put out a product, and 4 of them are going to be huge sellers. And you're always going to be surprised at what they are. I mean, Lance and I put out a backup product, a product that backs up your WordPress blog 6 months ago, and we were just thought, okay, it'll make some sales and move on, but it has exploded. I put out an ebook one time that was just some really simple things to add to a web page, and that also exploded. And I thought people wanted to know, programming stuff, but they really wanted to know the simple stuff. So a good goal is to make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 from a new product. And if you think about it, if you can do this start to finish in 7 days, spend a couple of days just recording the video, recording some kind of a step-by-step tutorial, and then maybe one day putting up the website for it, maybe the next few days sending it out to your list, or building a list, or getting some affiliates to promote it, that kind of stuff. Well, if you can do that all in 7 days, then $2,000 a week, that means $8,000 a month, which means $100,000 per year just to figure out. So you're getting paid just to research what are your 4 biggest products. And some will be duds, but some of these are going to fit together nicely. And what was cool about the way that when I started making products, when Lance started making products together, is that you're going to make stuff that maybe might be all over the place, but then some of it is going to fit together really well. Like I noticed that I had some programming stuff and some copywriting stuff, and it fit together really, really well. So stuff like that, you're going to be able to kind of make bundles. You're going to be able to say, well, I'm going to sell my one course on flipping houses, my one course on buying a house and renting it, and my one course on getting a foreclosed house, and you know what? Someone can buy just this piece, or they can buy the whole thing at once. I'm no longer worried about spending a month making it perfect. I'm not worried about having the audio version, video version. Just here's a course, here's a course, here's a course. Let's bundle it together. Now I have a pretty good package. And I know I made fun of people spending the whole webinar about Apple, about Google, about Microsoft. So I'm going to spend about 30 seconds talking about them. If you think about it, sure, Apple has all kinds of stuff. They have all kinds of different brands of MP3 players, different kind of computer stuff. But at the end of the day, Apple makes money pretty much from 4 things. All right, they got their iPhone, and they make most of the money from like the contracts on that with the phone company. They get the iPod, which is their music player, and they can make a lot of money from that from the the music downloads. They get the iPad. They make a lot of the money from the apps from the games, and they got their iMac, which is their computer. But pretty much they've got 4 things if you really think about it. Now Google has their free search webpage, google.com. They have their ads. They've got their email service where they serve up ads. They've got Google, which is their social network. You look at Microsoft, well, they have all kinds of crazy stuff, but pretty much they got Windows, they got Microsoft Office, they have their search engine, and then they have their phones and mobile devices. But at the end of the day, they all put out 20 things, maybe even more, and realize that, okay, well, out of all these things, it's kind of like the 80-20 rule, right? 20% of their stuff made 80% of their money. So out of all these 20 things, well, 4 of them actually were the big winners. So, and if you even think about it, what is 20% of 20? Well, it's 4. So funny how life works out that way. So anyway, talking about all this crazy stuff, well, what's the point? Well, the point is, don't overthink a product, okay? A product can just be a Word document, and you went File, Save as PDF, boom, there's your product. A product can be, if you use a software like Camtasia Recorder, which we're even using right now, you hit one record button, and then when you're talking, see how it's recording my talking, and it saves the video of exactly what's on your screen, whether you're showing like a PowerPoint, showing slideshows, showing something on a web page, showing some kind of software. What's on your screen and what you speak is what ends up in that video. So you save it, you say, I want to save this on a web page size, and then boom, now that's online. But you've got to have something that people can buy. And I mean, if you look at whatever is listed on Amazon.com, if you search on Google for whatever your niche is, if you search real estate course, real estate ebook, real estate membership, that's all stuff that someone can buy. And just by looking at that, you'll get an idea of, well, how can I teach that better? And not some crazy huge course, just this person. If I were to sell this real estate course, I would do it a little bit differently. I would focus on these things, and then boom, there is your unique product. And so that all sounds cool, but what do you use to set it up? Well, just a couple of tools. We use WordPress. Type in the word WordPress in the question box if you've heard of WordPress, and that is just a free piece of software that allows you to add a blog to your website. Now, how does a blog on your website make money? Well, on its own, it doesn't. But if you have it where only people who pay money get access to that blog, well then boom, now you have a way of making money. Put some videos on that blog, put some audios on there, put a couple of written blog posts, and then boom, there is your entire product. Now, how do you take the money? Well, you take the money using this thing called PayPal. So what happens is you put a PayPal button on a web page, someone clicks on that, they go and they buy, and they get access to your WordPress blog. If this sounds familiar, if you've seen this process before, go ahead in the question box and type in the word PayPal. So then so this first part, this is the, I guess we call it the selling system, right? This is how all the technical stuff, click this, now it works. And now to make the product, I'm going to make it real simple, not like guys who spend 10 hours explaining it, not like people who spend a year making the product, is either you type something in Word, even if it's a 10-page report with screenshots, even if it's just a checklist, a worksheet, that's your written product. Or if you want to do a video product, then Camtasia Recorder. It's got a 1-month trial. Just click a button, record your screen, talk, and that is your entire business. And I can't really think of any other big, huge investment, any other big, huge piece of software that even runs mine and Lance's $1 million business. So there you go. So that's the point. And now we're going to talk about, well, let's make our membership site. So I got a question for you. We have a membership site called Double Agent Marketing, and we charge $47 a month. And all that's in it, well, it's a blog. And it's got some audio, some reports. So is that a membership site? Yes or no? Go ahead and type in the question box either the word yes or the word no. Is this site charges this a month, has this stuff, is that a membership site? I'm saying yes, yes. Russell only put in the word why. Yes, 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 yeah, yes, yes, yes. Cool, you got that right. So now I've got a site, and so this is $47 a month forever. So now I've got a site called Speed Copy, and that's where I charge $99 every 30 days for 5 months. Then the money stops. Then someone has completely paid off the course. So it's kind of like, buying a house, buying a car. You usually don't pay it all at once. In January, you pay one payment, February, March, April, May, and then that's it. You're fully paid off. You have access. So is this a membership site? Speed Copy, $99 a month for 5 months. It stops. Is that still a membership site? Yes, 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 yes. Cool, you guys all got it. So now, here's where it gets kind of tricky. We've got our product called Backup Creator. Now we charge $47 a month one time. They pay for it. They get access to a back-end site, and they get our plugin. Is that a membership site? Yes or no? We get yes, yes. Chuck says no. Yes, 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 yes. Most of you guys say yes. That's still a membership site. Even though we charge just one payment, it's still the back end, after they pay, the thing they get access to is still a membership site, is still basically a protected WordPress blog. Now, here's where it gets even trickier. We have a WordPress plugin that pretty much puts a password over a blog, and that is $0. That is free. Someone fills out a sign-up form. They don't pay any money. They get access to a site where they can go and download, leave comments, and log in whenever and ever. So is that a membership site? Yes or no? We're seeing yes, 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 yes. I'm looking for one no, don't see it. Okay, cool, a bunch of yeses. So you guys are all right, and over and over. And even we have Lance and I have a private blog that only he and I can access. That's where we share our notes, share our accounting stuff, share our to-do lists. Now, is that a membership site? A WordPress blog that only he and I can access, no one else can sign up for. We're saying yes, yes. Charles and Frida said no. Brian, Ray, say no. Michael says no. Randy says no. But everyone else says yes, yes, yes. Scott says yes. Judy says yes. Lynn says yes. Carol says yes. That is still a membership site. That is still a site where, and some people say I don't know, but it's still a WordPress blog where there is a login form. And if you don't have access, then you're not in. If you don't have access, you're in. And so all of these, every single thing we showed you here is a membership site. And I mean, for you, that means that you can just set up this site and put people in manually, only let the people in you want, only let your team in, only let certain people in as a bonus. You can let people in for free, let them in for one time, charge them on for a certain number of payments, charge them forever. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that it is a WordPress blog that is protected. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get to the cool stuff. We're going to be setting up this membership software called Wishlist Member. Now, if you've heard of this, go ahead in the question box, type in the word wishlist. And this is by far, Lance and I believe, the best ever membership site on there because it does all the stuff you want to do, but it does it in a pretty simple way, and it only takes a few minutes to set up. And now it's going to take me a little bit longer than 4.5 minutes on this call because I'm explaining things, but that's okay when I'm doing it on my own. Hopefully when you do it on your own, it only takes 4.5 minutes. That's what she said. Okay, so we're going to be setting up this thing called WordPress, the blog, and it's very easy to set up with modern technology. You click a couple things, now your WordPress blog is set up. Then we're going to install a piece of software, a plugin called Wishlist Member, where we upload a plugin and enter a key, and I'm going to show you that's exactly. There's one little change in the settings, then we're good to go. Then add what's called a level. And so pretty much, I don't want to get too complicated, but a level is pretty much where we can pretty much sell multiple things on one blog. Okay, so you can have product 1, product 2, you can have your beginner's real estate course, your flipping real estate course, your foreclosure real estate course, all on one blog. But for now, we're going to keep it real simple. We're going to say if someone gets in here, they get access to the entire site, the entire backend, the entire WordPress blog. Then we're going to add a couple things on the sidebar just to make it look a little pretty, and then make sure the content's all protected, and then if there's time, actually make it where someone can pay us money and get access to a membership site. So I've promised a lot of things. Hopefully we'll get to it. I'm pretty confident we'll have enough time to get to everything that's good. But the thing I want you to notice is that we're not going to do a tour, okay? We're not going to see, well, here's this link. I wonder what this does. No, we're going to say, don't worry about 99% of this. Click on this one link, click on this one screen, and we're ready to go. We're just going to go click, 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 and we're going to do all this stuff. So first things first, let's set up WordPress. Now, if you guys have what's called cPanel, go ahead and type in the word cPanel in the question box. But pretty much, you have your website. Now, I've got this domain name called Membership Newbie, and I've pretty much made it because I always accidentally share all my private stuff when I'm using a real site. So for now, let's just use this Membership Newbie site. It's a blank domain, nothing on it. And what you guys can do is go to whatever your site is, whatever it is.com, and type in /cpanel, C-P-A-N-E-L, and now you're in something that looks like this with a bunch of icons. And you might get lost in here, but what's really good is that I only pretty much use...
Hey, Robert, I think you got it on the wrong screen there.
Do I? Oh,
yeah.
I'm paused. I'm sorry. For some reason when I...
All right, there you go.
All right. Oh, was I not updating at all?
No, you're good right there.
All
That's
right.
when you went there.
I might have been screen locked for a while, but I mean, you guys saw all this stuff, right?
No, you were
Ah,
there.
darn it. All right. Well, anyway, yeah, so as I was talking, I was going through all this stuff. For some reason, I must have got excited and clicked the button. But as I was talking, it was showing a bunch of bullet points. So anyway, WordPress, wishlist, settings, levels, widgets, posts, PayPal. I'm one of those guys where I kind of needed to see each of the things as we're talking about it. So, whoops, it happens. Sometimes we get screen locked, but now we are unscreen locked. And thanks, Lance, for letting me know. So now that we're unscreen locked, we've gone to membershipnewbie.com, or membership newbie, which is our domain name /cpanel. And what ends up here is you end up on there's a bunch of icons, probably more than 20 icons, but I usually only use about 4. And probably the one I use the most, for some reason, I think it should be at the very top, but it's too late to change it. It's way down at the bottom. It's this little smiley face called Fantastico Deluxe. Don't know what a Fantastico is, don't know why it's deluxe, don't care, but for some reason they decided to put it way down here and call it something silly when it should pretty much be called like install WordPress. But anyway, we're looking for Fantastico Deluxe. If you've seen this before, if you know what this is, go ahead and type Fantastico in the question box. If you haven't seen it, that's okay. Fantastico Deluxe, going to click on that, and once again, don't know what most of the stuff is, but on the left-hand side, there's this thing that says WordPress. So we went, whatever our domain is, .com/cpanel, Fantastico, WordPress, right? So cpanel, Fantastico, WordPress, cpanel, Fantastico, WordPress. And then here we can install a new WordPress blog. Right now we have one, I don't even know what's on here, but we're going to install a brand new WordPress blog, and this is going to host our membership site. And I don't know about you, but whenever I get to something, once this loads, whenever I get to like a form like this, I'm thinking, well, what do I put here? I don't want to think about it, just tell me what to put. So here I am telling you exactly what to put. What we're going to do is we're going to type in the word members here, okay? Lance and I always put our membership sites in a folder that says members. Whatever our site is, .com/members. Really easy, really simple. And then what we're going to do here is then it gives you all this stuff, and you don't need to fill out the bottom, just say members. For the administrator, just put in your first name, all right? Because I know I won't ever forget my first name, and otherwise I'm going to think, is it administrator, admin? Well, no, put in your first name, and then it'll all be good. And then we have to put in a password. I'm going to go ahead and pause my screen, and I will put in a password. Okay, so now that my screen is unlocked, now we're on if we catch up, okay, here we go. Now we're on a page that says, well, we're going to install it here, here, and for some reason they make you just, I guess, confirm it and finish installation. So I'm going to lock my screen again so you guys don't. Alright, so now my screen should be showing again in a second. Alright, so I'm going to type in my first name, since I knew that's what it was, and then I'm going to be typing in a little password here that you guys do not know. And now I'm logged in here, and what we're going to do is now we're on a blank, empty WordPress blog. Alright, so if I look at what's in the front of it, here we go. You guys have all seen this, where sample page, hello world, blah, 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 nothing else, nothing to see here, right? Cool. So this is the first step we were saying. This is just the WordPress side of things, right? So that's good, but now we have to protect it because anyone can see this blog. If you guys go to membershipnewbie.com/members, you guys can all log in here. So if I added stuff in as content, well, you would all be able to see it. So it wouldn't do me any good to charge access for something that the whole world could see, right? Okay, so we need to now install Wishlist Member, which will protect our content. And it is a paid plugin. It's not a free plugin. But if you stay to the end of this call, we're going to show you how to get Wishlist Member 100% for free. So what you do is you go into here, go into the dashboard of, like we were already here, dashboard of your blog, and we're going to add a new plugin. And if you guys have seen this kind of screen, no, I'm not going to ask you to type something else. But if you go to Plugins, Add New, well, you will now be, and you go to upload, so plugins, add new upload, you will be able to install a plugin without having to FTP, chmod, make folders, none of that goofiness, just click, 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 right? So plugins, add new upload, we're going to choose a file to upload, and if we go, here we go, and here we go, now we have a zip file that contains the plugin that we want. And so what happened was I actually had to go and pay for this plugin. They gave me a special link in their membership site, downloaded it, and then we now can use it on our own site. So then we go and once we have it, we install now. and it'll take a few seconds for it to all activate. And actually, I gotta make sure my WordPress is up to date, all that goofiness. So update WordPress before I continue. It should take a second. And so once this all completely loads, we are going to be asked for basically our email address that we used to buy and what's called a key. And that just makes sure that we are the ones who are using the site, all that stuff. So now what we did was we had the plugin installed. So now we have Wishlist Member right here. Okay, so we clicked on plugins. Now we can find Wishlist Member, and we're just going to click on activate. And so that just turns it on. But now we have to start using it. And so now it's added, see, it's added this WL plugins thing on the left-hand side. See, if I deactivate it, then it disappears, right? So deactivate it, see, it's gone. So we don't want that, we want to activate it, and now the Wishlist Member plugin is activated, it's enabled, whatever you want to call it, on our site. So click on this, and what it will do is it will ask for our Wishlist products key and our email. So I'm going to actually pause the screen again, and then paste in my key and email, and then hopefully we'll all be unpaused and we'll be able to see what I'm doing. Loading. So here we go, and now once the screen updates, come on, here we go. Now we are looking at our Wishlist Member dashboard. So, I mean, lots of crazy stuff that could happen, but we don't have to know what every single thing does. Don't have to know what this does, well, maybe later, but don't need this, don't need this, don't need all kinds of stuff, all right? So what we're going to do now that Wishlist Member is uploaded and we've entered our key, it's not like the enter key on your keyboard, it's like we entered our key. Now we're going to just change one little setting to protect our site, to only show content people need to see. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to go to Settings, right here, the Settings tab. And once that loads, it seems to be slow tonight. Okay, so Settings tab. No, I don't want to use this wizard. And Protection Defaults. So recently they've split it up into subtabs. That's okay. We're looking at the protection. No, I don't want the wizard. Come on, guys. All right. So we're Protection Defaults, and the very first thing, only show content for each membership level, needs to be on. And so that way it actually protects our site like it's supposed to. And then default content protection needs to also be on. So only show content and then default content protection. I'll leave everything else alone. We don't need to go through it line by line. Just only show content, default content protection, and then save settings. All right, still with me? Hopefully. So we just had to make that one little tweak. And so now what? Well, we need to set up these things called levels. And if you look at right here, it says, well, notice no membership levels have been added. So we need to make sure to do that. All right, so click here to add a new membership level, and you can also click on the thing at the top, but we're just adding a membership level. And once again, just tell me what to put in here. Could we call it silver? Could we call it beginner? No, just call it full. F-U-L-L, as if you're full of it. No, it's just the full, which means that if someone is on here, they have access to everything. And then over, let's see, over here, I'm going to say give them all, give them all. It's just the full level. They'll get access to all, and then no expiration date. Okay, so full, they get it all. Okay, so the full level, save settings, and now basically if someone is on the full level, so if someone joined your site on the full membership level, then they get the entire site. So if you guys are still with me, go ahead and type in the question box, oh yeah. If you're not with me, then type in oh no in the question box, I guess. So what we've done now is a couple of things. Is we have set up our WordPress blog, we've installed Wishlist Member, and added a full level. All right, pretty simple, I hope. And so just for starters, I mean, if you can just make this do with me, just set it up like this and just have one post and protect the whole thing. All right, so someone pays you one amount of money, like a $10 thing, they're going to access to just one post. If they don't pay, they don't have access. If they do pay, they do have access. If you don't have Wishlist, you'll get it soon. All right, so we've made a full level, and now let's check our little to-do list and see what needs to be done next. Okay, well now we need to make it so that someone can actually log in. If someone has access, they need to be able to log in, because look what happens. If we go to our blog, our membership site, basically, well, they do not have a way of logging in. We can see on the sidebar, it shows the latest the latest posts and stuff. But if they log out, then it's not very obvious that they need to log in once this loads. I know it's kind of slow, probably because everyone's on the site. Just kidding. But there's like this login thing, but there's no way to log in right here on this page, right? So we need to add that. So what we're going to do is get back in here. I'm going to put in my fancy schmancy password. I guess I'll save this. So we're saying webinar. So once this saves, then we're back in. All right, so what we want to do is we want to add something on the sidebar. So we go to Appearance, Widgets. All right, I'll say that one more time, Appearance, Widgets. Don't know why they call it a widget. They should have just called it a sidebar, but, you know, what can you do, right? Life's too short. So what we're going to do is go to Appearance, Widgets, and because we installed, what was our plugin called? Wishlist Member. We're going to find the Wishlist Member, I guess, box, right? And then we're going to drag it over to the right-hand side, over to our sidebar. So we're going to click and drag over to the sidebar here. Just put it at the very top, I guess. And now that's all we had to do, pretty much. And I'll click on Hide RSS, Hide Register. But that's all we have to do. And now, if you look at our membership site here, we can see that, well, right now, it's added this. And if we log out, actually, there will be a box for us to log in right here. Here we go. You're not currently logged in. We can log in right here in our, I'll just type it in for now. We can log in right here in our little, I guess, our little sidebar area. All right? So what have we done so far? We've installed WordPress, installed Wishlist, and installed a level. Now someone can log in. Well, now what's left to do? Well, let's add one piece of content so we can make sure that this is actually doing what it's supposed to do. So very simple. We just go over here to Posts, Add New. All right, most of you have done this. Posts, Add New. So click on that, and we're just going to add a new post. Now, if you don't know how to even set up a video, well, then no problem, because if in this software called Camtasia, you can actually do a file save as and save to YouTube. Okay? And once something's on YouTube, you can actually take a video and make it private. So if I click on, actually I should have looked into how to do this before. If we click on this, all right, so I have this video of mine that's on YouTube, all right, and it says the video is public. And so what we can do is actually go, I think, edit video, and we can make this a private video. So if we go to, we know, let's not even worry about that. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, but we can make this basically a video where only someone who has the special link to this can get access to it. Okay, here we go. I think it is, here we go. So it can be public, unlisted, or private. Let's make an unlisted video. All right. So only someone with this link can see the video. So right click and copy. So basically we have this video, and I'll just save the changes. And so what's going to happen is we can just say, well, I'm going to add a new post, and this is WP import. So we're just going to say WP import tutorial. Then we'll go here and paste right here. So basically, we're just taking a YouTube link, copying it, putting it on our WordPress blog. Okay, so this is going to be a new blog post. But before we click on publish, let's make sure that, okay, it is protected and members of the full level can see it. Now, what's cool is right now it's simple, but later on, if you want to make it more complicated, you can choose which people, which levels have access to this. All right, so pretty cool. But for now, yes, protected, full level is the only people that can see it. Click on publish. And let's see what we get. All right, so we're going to give this a second to save. And once this saves, then we will be able to see on our blog, we're going to just refresh this page. And you can see that right now we have this WP import tutorial, this video that will play right here on our WordPress blog. Now, how do we know that this is actually some protected content? Well, I'm glad you asked. We just click on Log Out. And then once this finishes loading, come on, then here we go. Now that video is gone. And if we log in one more time, then we will see that the video has returned to us. Okay, pretty cool. And so that is pretty much just how you set up a membership site. You saw we did it in just a couple of minutes. And it's just, there might be some new terminology, some new awkward things, but it's just these simple steps. You can ignore most of what's possible and just do what you know how to do. Now, I guess we have a couple of minutes to add what's called a payment button. And once again, we just follow some instructions. So what you do is you go to your dashboard. So we go to this top here thing and go dashboard. And we're going to go to the Wishlist Member area. And they call this integration. Okay? And so we'll go to Wishlist Plugins. And then we will do some integration. And just to make it simple, we're going to use PayPal. Okay? So we're going to make it so someone can pay us 1 cent through PayPal. And that will give them access to our membership site. If we're sure it's working, then we'll make it, $10, whatever we want to do it. So we're going to go here and scroll over here to the integration tab. And it might seem like a lot of steps, but we're just following along. We're just doing exactly what they tell us to do. Okay? So select system. We'll go PayPal. And once that loads, they tell us to do a few things. Okay? So I know that this is already set to on in my account. And so what we're going to do first is we're going to log in and we're going to grab what's called a PDT identity token. Don't know what that means. It's basically a key. So we're going to log into our PayPal, go into our profile, and we're going to grab this very special key, I guess, and I'm going to pause the screen when I do it and make sure that you guys can't see, right? So I'm going to log into my PayPal account, and I'm actually going to pause the screen real quick. It's out of sight. And now you guys should see the screen again, and I have up above where you can't see, I have pasted in what's called my PDT identity token. So now we're on to step 3, and what we need to do is create a button. Okay? So we're going to go back to our website payment preferences. Let me pause the screen again. Services. So click on the Merchant Services tab, and we'll make what's called a Buy Now button. All right? So we click on that. And sure, it might seem kind of awkward at first, but you'll have this down so you can do it in your sleep soon enough. So we're going to say item name. Once again, I don't like to think. We're just going to call it the name of our site. So membership newbie. Later on, if you want to have whatever packages, call it that. But then they say you've got to have an item ID. So we're just going to, I guess, click and hold down. Make sure not to get any spaces. Just copy this number. Right click and copy the number. Go back here and paste in our item ID. Pretty simple, right? So now what do we do? Well, then they say set the thank you URL of each product to the following URL. Pretty simple. So right click, copy link address. So pretty much we're just copying stuff from Wishlist back to PayPal. Before we do that, they ask for a price, so let's make it 1 cent. And then we're going to go down to step 3, skip step 2, just go to step 3, and then they say, well, when they finish checkout, paste this in. That'll be where they go when they finish checkout. Now, what if they cancel? Well, we'll just add that too. We're just going to say send them to membershipnewbie.com. Now what? Well, paste this, whatever this does. Don't know, don't care. Just paste this code in the Add Advanced Variables field. Right click and copy. Paste it in right here. Add Advanced Variables. Paste. And then create button. And even though it seemed like a lot of stuff, once again, we just copy and pasted stuff from one window to the other, and that gave us this button. And so they gave us this long thing. I don't like it. I just go to this email button, and now this is a link that we can put into our web page. Okay, so you can have a web page, have a link that says buy now, and once someone clicks on that link, well, then what happens? Well, they get sent to, once it loads, they get to a page that looks like this. You're paying 1 cent to JumpX LLC, and so I guess let's just try it. Let's log in. Let's log in using my and Lance's company. All right, we're going to send 1 cent over to my company. So we're saying my name is Lance. I'm paying Robert, and we're going to see if this works. So click on Pay Now. Loading, loading, loading. And if all goes well, if we set this up properly, fingers crossed, gotta love live training, if this all works properly, then we will be able to get access to this membership site. So here we go, give it a couple seconds, and once this loads, we should be sent to what's called a registration form, and we can choose what username and what password we're going to use to log in. Woo, it worked. I knew it would. And now we can say, what's my username, what's my password. So I'm going to say my username. Let's just say it's Lance Tomashiro. And for a password, let me just put in a bunch of stuff. Really long one. And then submit registration. And then what this will do is this will give Lance a count on this site. And so he'll never again have to ask me what his password was. He can always look it up on Lost Password. If I want to drip out content to Lance, now I can, even automatically. If I want to give Lance other things within this same site to buy, I can. If I want to keep in touch with him, give him bonuses, do any of that kind of stuff, I can. If I want to use this on, if some of you guys are using ClickBank instead, you can do that. If you guys are using One Shopping Cart instead, you can do that. But just by following a few simple steps, we set up a membership site with our content. We made it so someone could buy from us, and I mean, that's where it first starts. That's where you have to kind of go on your journey, right? And it's just by having those few things to click on. It's just click, click, click. Because if you know where to click, you don't have to know anything, just know how to follow simple directions. And then that way you have a place to put those products somewhere. You don't have to think about, well, I got to do this template, this download page, this new site. Well, no. Just start up your little Camtasia recorder, click the button, show something, speak out something, save it, put it on your membership site, put it in the level, make a button like we did, and it takes a few minutes, and now you have one new stream of income. And remember how we talked before about this whole 4 winning products model, which once again I apologize it wasn't showing the screen. We're pretty much saying that we have 20 products, and out of those, 4 of them are going to be big ones. And now if you only if you're fine with $1,000 to $3,000 for a new product, and you can just do that every week, that's $100,000 a year business. Now, for some of you might do half that, a third of that, 10% of that, and if you're just starting out, if you already have a day job or some other source of income, that's a fine part-time business. Just do a percentage of this, and that'll still work. Now, some will be duds, but once again, some will fit together nicely, just like how Apple, out of all their stuff, well, their big money makers are iPhone, iPod, iPad, iMac. Google, they got search, they got hours, they got Gmail, they got Google+. Microsoft, they got Windows, they got Office, they got Bing, they got their mobile stuff, but that is pretty much it. Alright, so that is what I want you to do, is set up your membership site and figure out what are your 4 winning products. And so what's going to happen is that one product will get you the most new leads. We just said that Backup Creator got us a ton of new people, and I mean, it takes us a lot of time, a lot of energy to make that a good product, but it's worth it because we get all kinds of people in to our funnel, on our list, seeing our other stuff. One product will make you the most money. One thing will just be like a high ticket item or some kind of a payment plan where there's multiple payments to make you a lot of money. One product will be the easiest to maintain. Like Lance and I run a membership site, or a couple now, where it takes us an hour a month to maintain. And we get paid thousands of dollars every month. So think about that. If you get paid, even if the membership site's not that great, you get, say, $3,000 a month from a membership site, and it only takes you 1 hour a month for it, well then guess what? Now you're making $3,000 an hour for that one stream of income. And then one product will take up the most time, but then it ends up being worth it. But the thing I guys want you to get out of this call, if you got nothing else besides seeing how to do it, is that you should really spend only 20% of your time on making products and 80% on marketing. So setting up a membership site is just the beginning. Getting your product out there is just the beginning. And it doesn't make any sense to spend a year on it because there's better things to do. So I want to make sure that you were able to rethink your membership site. Now, it doesn't have to be recurring. It should have an end date, but it doesn't have to take months to create. We just did it in a few minutes just now while I was talking to you, worrying about the screen being paused. Just put it out there, and it really, as far as the software, as far as all the maintenance, it only costs you about $3 a day to maintain, and you're going to create more than one product, more than one level, maybe even more than one membership site. If you don't want to worry about levels, because I know that when I got started I didn't want to, I would just make a simple membership site for one product, and just repeat that process for another, and later on in the future you can actually export one into the other. But if you're worried about how it's going to fit together, don't worry about it. Just make separate membership sites. It only takes a few minutes, and you're not set in stone. You can always move stuff around later on. So what you got to do is build a list. You got to customize your target audience, and you got to have a custom user experience. And you may be wondering, well, why am I mentioning these other names of stuff? Well, because we have plugins that help you with all that stuff. Alright, so I just showed you how to do it, but what good is knowing how to do it without the actual membership software? What good is having a membership site unless you drip the content, and so on and so on? So I want to introduce to you a course, a program that includes training, includes plugins, includes a community, and it's called Membership Q. Now we're going to show you how to set up a membership site just for a simple one-time payment, how to get the idea for it, how to price it, how to set it up, all in more detail than you saw today. Then we're going to show you how to fill it up with content, whether you want to have video, audio, written stuff. Lance and I will actually plan days where we'll knock out all the content in a day or in a week and have it be a huge 6-month or $1,000 or $500 course that we just did, and it came out exactly the same, if not better, than if we had spent a year on it, but we compressed all that time. We'll show you how to make a free level, how to market that, meaning how to make a sales letter, what to say, how to get people to buy, all for a total combined value of $1,400. But then we'll show you how to put it all together, how to have multiple courses, how to fit it all in there, how to make sure that you can upsell people to higher price stuff, more intensive, like done for you or watch over your shoulder kind of stuff, how to make sites where, now that I have the basic stuff, now that I found a couple of winning products, how do I expand those into full-blown courses that I can charge multiple thousands of dollars for, and people will happily pay because it's worth much more than what they put in. They got way more out of it in the end. So all those courses and all that, so both of those chunks are $1,400. Now I told you this software we showed you called Wishlist Member, well, it is now included. So we've already contacted the creators of Wishlist Member, and we've purchased your license for you, and it's waiting for you inside the members area, and there are only 20 available. Now this is the unlimited site license, and what I would really like you to do is for you to join right now today at membershipcube.com and claim your Wishlist Member license, install it, put it online, and then fill in the content as you go along. Because there's nothing worse than these people who, like we said, they spend a year of their life trying to make tons and tons of content that we're not even sure if people are going to want. So it's better to have something real simple, get your membership site on there, and then as soon as your video is done, just click the button, put it on there, put the payment button, and now someone can join. I mean, this is the one thing that people always put off, because I don't know if they're worried that people are going to see it or that it's too technical, but this is the thing everyone puts off, but it's so easy to do. So we're going to give you Wishlist Unlimited. We'll give you our list builder plugin, our one-click sign-up plugin, special offer coupon plugins, our drip plugin, a protector plugin, our notepad plugin so your members can take notes, our sign-up plugin so users can opt in with a simple form. All these tools that will, when you start off, you'll just need Wishlist, but as your site grows, as you add more modules, as you get more members, you want to make it better, well, you can incrementally do it as you get paid. There's no more waiting. Now it's get paid a little bit, improve it, get paid a little bit, improve it, and not all this waiting for something that might never get finished. You started off simple, made it better as we go along. So we've got the training and the plugins for a total real-world value of $4614. Now, in between that, we'll give you some extra audios where just, day to day will get you through the little tiny roadblocks, from content, the niche, time management, conquering your fears, all the things that we've seen hold people up from the membership sites. Now it's no big deal, it's out of the way. So that is all part of the package for now a total real world value of $4,990. Now you might be thinking, okay, well, this is all good, but is this really theory, or is this something that I can actually use that other people have used? Well, you're in luck, because we ran several question and answer calls where we showed our members' membership sites. We answered their questions. We fixed any of their problems. And if you can see, there are week to week, there's Q&A 1, 2, 3, 4. It might take a second for all these to show up on the screen, but every week a real live member of our course had a site to show, and we took care of it, and we fixed it. So now we have the training, the plugins, the audios, and the question and answer calls, all for a total real-world value of $7,790. But I'm still not done, because there are bonus videos where we show things like, well, here's how to set up Wishlist really quick, the 5-minute version. We showed, well, here's one of my membership sites as I was setting it up. here is how you make a simple product. So, I mean, this is pretty much the everything course when it comes to membership sites. Nothing's left out. It's not like you have to buy a membership course and a product course. It's all in there, and you should join right now today if you ever plan on setting up a membership site in the future, because it doesn't make sense to wait a week or wait a month. You shouldn't wait till the product's done. Just set it up right now today, so that's one less step you have to take to making your first sale, making your next sale, making your next $1,000. Okay, so membership cube. We got training, plugins, audios, Q&A calls, bonus videos. So your total today is $8,516. And it might seem like a lot, but I mean, don't you plan on making more than $8,000 at some point in your internet career? Well, I hope so. And with our training, well, there's us and there's someone else. So without us, well, there's no proven models. They haven't actually done it. Most of them have like one site. You're not sure which membership software to use. Even if you can find it, it can't drip out content. A lot of them are just audio or just written. There's not a lot of video help. There's not a lot of one-on-one help. But with us, there are 6 proven models. Start with a simple one and then expand out from there. We include the software. We include our one-click drip software that we've had now for almost 3 years, that we've used on all of our sites. There's video tutorials. There's live interaction. There are, I think last time we checked, there's like 400 something members who've been in there for years. And what's cool is that the way we've set it up is if you have a site to show, if you have a question, you leave one comment, and all the people who have volunteered to be pretty much the helpers in the future, they will all get a notification that you posted and come back and answer your question. That is, if Lance and I don't get to you first. Okay, we're going to throw in a membership theme so you have a cool design, all the plugins we talked about, so there's nowhere else to go. There's no other stuff to get. This is it. This one single membership site has everything you need. So $8,516, that's easily what it would have cost to get it all outsourced, the training, plugins, videos, debugging, if not more, webinars, Q&A calls, wishlist licenses. It seems like a lot, but it's very easy to navigate, go around. But I'm going to knock off 40% off the price today, or maybe even 55%. So that is now down to $39.97, okay? And this is what some membership solutions actually sell for. There's actually a couple on the market that literally cost $4,000 just for the software. That's without the training, without the videos, without any of the additional plugins, without any of the marketing stuff. Just for, hey, you want a membership site? Here you go, $4,000. But $4,000, you get everything that we talked about. And just not counting our e-classes, this is what many of our monthly membership sites do on autopilot without us touching it, okay? Not counting our individual income, any of that stuff. So let's knock off $1,000 to make this $29.97. Now, would you pay $29.97 just to avoid all those $10 ebooks, all those $100 courses that took you on the wrong path? I know that just to avoid the several years of mistakes I used to make, I would have paid that for sure, because I was ready to give up on membership sites, but I found a very easy way. I found this Wishlist Member plugin. I coded my own plugins, made my own theme, figured out how to do the videos the right way, and now you can learn from my mistakes. And all these tools and plugins alone separately would cost you almost $2,000, and Wishlist Member is easily worth more than $3,000. We've made many times more than this $3,000 from our sites. So I'm going to include a membership theme. So let's just call that our membership theme included discount for $14.97, because you need more than just a plugin, you need more than just content, more than just one paying member. You need a mentor badly, someone to show you what to do every step of the way. So we give you the plugins, wishlist, Q&A calls, webinars, audios, critiques, and assignments, challenges. So all this stuff, all these plugins, all these video tutorials, and our previous students happily paid $9.97 to get access. So you don't have to pay $9.97 or any of that stuff. Not 3 payments, not 5 payments, not 8 payments, not 12 payments, not 16 payments. It's just 18 payments of $47 every 2 weeks. So for tonight, right now, this exact second, you will go to membershipcube.com. You put down $47. You get Wishlist Member, get the first few videos, get WP Drip, get everything you need to start off, and over time, you get stuff so that the membership of the content, what you have, it grows as your business grows. So $47 every 2 weeks. You get a Wishlist Unlimited license tonight in your name. A new lesson instantly, and a new lesson every single month. And in between that, we have little, audios and little videos to keep you going, but it avoids overload. And then as you need something, you automatically get access to a different bonus plugin like the Notepad, auto sign up. I didn't have time to talk about those today, but those are all very important as your site grows. So this is the same way that our live students got it, and it'll work perfectly. It's tested over hundreds of members, and this will work for you as well. So on top of all this, does a free DVD sound good? If it does, type in the word free, F-R-E-E. So on top of all this, I'm going to throw in a free DVD mailed to your door. It'll be in a little like mailer package. You can tear it open, pop it in your DVD player. You're going to get a free DVD for the first person that buys of this presentation, of this training we got today. So I'm going to throw in a free DVD, but just to the first person that buys at membershipcube.com. Does that sound good? We might be thinking, well, what if I'm the second person? All right, how about this? I'll make it the first 3 people. The first 3 that buy get access to this free DVD. But what if I'm the 4th person? All right, fine. I should make it everyone who buys today gets a free DVD in the mail sent to you of today's training. And as soon as we see the order come in, we're going to hit reply to that email and make sure that your mailing address is correct. So don't worry about it. We'll take care of every single one of you. But everyone that gets this tonight right now gets the free DVD. So go there right now. Go to www.membershipcube.com. So all this stuff, $47 right now today, everything we showed, plus a DVD. Now that's like, why didn't you throw in a car? What's the deal? What's the catch? Well, why does just $47 get your foot in the door? Well, it's because 89% of our members have set up a membership site within the first 7 days, some even faster. So our training works. Everyone who takes it actually gets a site, gets a beginning set up for them, and they're taking the first step towards their income, their financial freedom, all that good stuff. So if you can just set up one membership site and just get one member in here for $47 every 2 weeks paying you, then now the course is free. And the average student completes the entire course, pays off all 18 payments over time, and once it's paid off, they now have lifetime access with no further payments. So why so cheap? Because this works, because everyone goes through it, everyone finishes, everyone gets results, and Lance and I want you to get results as well. Just to make sure, this is 100% risk-free. So for any reason, in the next 30 days, you can refund. And at any point, if you go, 2 months, 3 months throughout the course and you decide, well, I'm done with this, I'm done paying, you don't want to have any more access, you can cancel at any time. Even Scott says the plugins are worth far more than what a person would pay to get in. So you can cancel at any point, stop the payments, but the only catch is that if you do cancel, we will cancel your Wishlist license because we pay for that out of pocket and it will go to someone else. And if that's fair, then that's okay. So you have a decision to make. Do I need a membership site? Yes. Or do I need a membership site? Yes. So the easy decision is it's one site, it's all in one place, it's the best training I think on the market, and what you should do right now is go to www.membershipcube.com to secure your spot right now, click the payment button, and send your first $47 to Double Agent Marketing LLC. That'll get your foot in the door, and then you will be able to log into the membership site in the next few minutes and get your wishlist code to get your plugin, install WordPress, follow along in the video, and have a membership site online tonight. So you get started today. To take this final step, go to membershipcube.com. So hurry up, go ahead, do it right now. We'll do it together. Go to www.membershipcube.com. That's membershipcube.com. You go to that site, and everything we talked about today is explained, okay? All the modules, all the things you got to do. It's a pretty long site, so let's just go ahead and skip most of it once it loads here. And we're going to scroll down to the bottom. And here we go. Here's the exact whatever contract of everything we are going to give you as soon as you, or not as soon as you join, but over time, a bunch of stuff as soon as you join. Click the button, join now, just $47. Click that button, and it will load PayPal and get you into the membership site once you're fully checked out. So here we go. Double Agent Marketing LLC, $47 for each 2 weeks for 18 installments, and so you can pay as you go. As you make your first money, you pay it off, and once it's all done, then you're free and clear. Now you have access to the whole membership site, the plugins, any extra training we do, any extra updates to the plugin. You get it all, but just $47 gets you in there tonight. So go ahead, hurry up, do it right now. Go to www.membershipcube.com. My name is Robert Plank, and I will see you on the inside. So membershipcube.com, and I'll see you in there.